It is time for our final conversation this morning on Wake Up Nigeria via SME. And our guest is Paul Adebayo, co-founder Secure Real Estate. It's such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us. Awesome. Okay, so Paul, when we talk real estate, especially right now, there are several aspects to it. A lot of people want to know more about monthly rentals. A lot of people want to know about the situation with the flooding and the impact it has. So you know what, let's start with the flooding itself, because it's a major problem, especially in Lagos right now. Flooding versus real estate, what impact does it have?
That is a whole lot, flooding versus real estate. I believe this is a very, very, very important topic, and the government is, I can see that the Lagos State government is working their best on this situation. I think the last rain that fell and all, I can see how high the sea level rose, and it has really impacted real estate, especially on the island. You can see locations like Agungi, places around Ogombo, Ibrahim Adesanya. You can see the level of water we have there, and this water doesn't have anywhere to flow to, and it's really a concern because many people can't really, people are just dying in silence. They can't really maybe live comfortably. I've seen places whereby they have to put boats outside to move from one place to another, and it's really a concern. But I think basically Nigerians, individuals have their own costs. The part of environmental impact, blockage of drainage, that is where we have our own part. Then also developers have their part. We've seen cases whereby developers build on drainage, build on places that are not supposed to be so. The government tried their best, take some down, regulate some don't even get approvals which are not supposed to be so. So apart from the natural parts, we users also have done our own part. And even the government, I can see that they also have a part to play. They have also done parts. They should have paid more attention to put some things in place and prepare for this flooding, because it is really a big issue.
So I'm also interested in what it does to the cost. Because realistically, a lot of people spend a fortune to stay on the island.
Yeah.
So if I'm staying on a land that's for about 6 months of the year is waterlogged, and I'm paying twice the amount of someone who is staying in a secure, dry area, it doesn't make economic sense. How do real estate folks even price these things?
So I
think
everything is based on demand and supply and preferences, right? No one is even actually forcing anyone to stay on the island. Funny how there are also places on the mainland that flood. You see places like K2, Maryland that flood a bit, right? And currently now there's a big PR for the mainland, right? Even we, our real estate company, based on data and everything, we are currently developing on the mainland now. We have projects in Surulere. We have projects in Yaba, and these places are flood-free. These are places where we currently have our projects, selling, and they are flood-free, right? And demand has shown that more people want to stay in this less flooded area. But nevertheless, some people, don't have a choice. They have to stay on the island. They work there. They've built a community there. A lot of things work for them there, and they've been able to understand that it's just a temporary thing, and they work with. Some people can't even stay on the mainland. They will always prefer to stay on the island. So I feel like it's a preference thing. You will see most people on the mainland, they don't even complain about it because they like it. But new users, new decision makers that maybe can decide to have their business on the island or the mainland, or can decide where their house should be or where they want to live, I think they will definitely choose staying on the mainland over the island.
At this point, if you're selling real estate, especially on the island, I think you should also offer free swimming courses on the side, on the lighter notes, because at this point, it's looking necessary. Now, let's talk about rental. Now, rental costs in Lagos has, over the years, steadily increased. And two, it seems it's uncontrollable. When you say to yourself, oh, I would rather keep my rent within this figure to that figure, the next time your landlord realizes that the cost of paper in the market is going to send him out of his own house if he doesn't do something, of course, the cost will triple down to you. This is not even ripple, it's triple, because some people are paying 3 times the cost of their rent as at even 2 years ago.
Wow.
Let's talk about monthly rental. how do you create a, will I say, safe landing, particularly for your customers, your clients?
Okay, so firstly, I will start from the basis of this conversation. The reason for the change in price and everything is based on demand and supply, economies, right? So, as some certain things increase, it also affects, some type of demand, right? So most people expect landlords to build their house, spend so much money, and just rent it and don't change the price. Whereas you as a business owner, when cost of some certain things increase, you increase your prices, you increase your rate, or you reduce the quality of your product. If your landlord rents you a 2-bedroom, he will not say, okay, let me half it into a 1-bed for you to reduce your product. So it's a ripple effect, and you can't take that away. But nevertheless, I think one of the solid ways we can still help that is to pump in more supply into the ecosystem, right? With the help of the government and private individuals like companies like us. So what we will do is that we try and offer affordable housing one way or the other. Like I said, our project in Surulere kind of offers a monthly rental kind of thing. Because also what we notice is that one way or the other, the new school, the youth now, they don't mind actually paying their rent monthly or every 3 months or every 6 months. Some are not even permanently maybe in Lagos, and they just want to come for their NYSC or just come in and go out, and they don't want to have to pay full-time rent. So we have a product whereby though investors have to buy first before users come in, right? So but once this project is ready, people will be able to pay at least maybe 400 or 500K for a month, a rental, monthly rental, where they have everything. They might just buy their lights. Every other thing is in place for them. You don't need to bring anything into this accommodation. So if you are earning maybe $1 million or a 1.5 million monthly, you can easily take out that money or maybe pay for 3 months or something like that. But truly, we might be able to do extremely affordable housing because we know what the cost of construction is saying now. We know what the cost of a lot of building materials are saying now. Even the money government charge, even the cost of lending is on the high side. So it might be really hard to do affordable unless the government is ready to look into it. But I don't think the government is really ready to look into it. And I don't know why. Probably it doesn't favor them, because I think there was a time around 2001 where the government gave a lot of mortgage for affordable housing. And I think as at then they gave some houses for like maybe 5,000 naira, and people paid over 15 years, so it might not really, pay the government. So that's not something they have been pumping into. But right now in the ecosystem also, I can see some MREF from the federal government that has been working for people to now own houses. But sometimes it can be a bit challenging. Some people can't access it. Sometimes the process or approval takes a while.
So you see, this part you said is what I think the problem is, because I do know for sure that the government still rolls out mortgages every now and then. Lagos State does, and federal housing as well does. So those things are usually rolled out. Of course, they are usually cheaper than for developers, but at the same time, there's also the fact that you people have a lot of hurdles to cross, which is why, because people always wonder why private developers cost a lot more. Is because of all the costs, extra costs that you people
even individuals have not been able to really access it. I feel like there's not enough information around it. Though I've seen a couple of people that have been able to access it, buy their properties with it, and I think the interest rate is very, very good. But I think there has to be a lot of more media. I think 5% thereabout. So I think there needs to be a lot of more media and a lot of more things in place, because there are a lot of things they ask for, even from the house you are property you are buying. And it's understandable. Everyone wants to put money into something secure.
Well, thank you so much. It's been quite an interesting conversation with Paul Adebayo, co-founder, Secure Real Estate. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. It's our pleasure. All right.